Hi, Reverend Robert here. This month we're going to look at the law of attraction. Now, over the past decade or so, there's been a lot written about the law of attraction. A lot of teachers that teach the law of attraction. Been a couple of movies about it. Some have even claimed it was a secret. Now, what I know is way back in the early part of the 20th century, our founder, Ernest Holmes, he wrote about the law of attraction in this book here, The Science of Mind. And he wrote a whole chapter, in fact. It starts on page 309, and I'd like to read just a little bit of that for you. Taking as the starting point the idea that the essence of man's life is God, it follows that he uses the same creative process. Everything originates in the one, comes from the same source, and returns again to it. As God thought makes worlds and peoples them with living things, so our thoughts make our worlds and peoples it with our experiences. By the activity of our thought, things come into our lives, and we are limited only because we have not known the truth. We have thought that outside things controlled us, when all the time we have had within us that which could have changed everything and given us freedom from bondage. You know, Ernest had a wonderful way of writing and sharing his thoughts and expressing these global, these universal spiritual principles. Principles that permeate all the world's religions, that permeate all the wonderful belief systems and philosophies out there. And the law of attraction is one of those. It's really been no secret at all. It's been with us all along. And it's called a law specifically because it is a universal spiritual principle. A law is something that cannot be broken. In the absolute sense, laws just cannot be broken. The law of gravity, the law of giving and receiving, the law of reciprocity, and the law of attraction are just a few. Many years ago, Merriman and Morrissey taught about the 11 laws of the universe. And if you look that up, I'm sure you'll find it very enlightening. But again, today we're really here to talk about just the law of attraction. And what is it? Well, it's an energy. It's our thoughts. It's your thoughts. It's God's thoughts. It's the thoughts that create things. Thoughts become things. And so if what we think about is what we bring about, then our life and everything in it is a direct experience of what we've been thinking up until this moment. It's often said that our thoughts are more powerful than anything we can imagine, even what we imagine. And see, it's in that imagination where we can engage and empower those thoughts. We are, each one of us, a co-creative force alongside God. We work together with that co-creative power that I call God. And it is in there that we have an opportunity to utilize and practice this thing called the law of attraction. Again, it's a universal spiritual principle. It cannot be broken. It must work, and it does work on our behalf based on our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions. And as we bring those three aspects, thoughts and feelings and emotions together, well, then we get life. I'd like to give you just a little example. Many years ago, I was in the restaurant industry. And I had this thought, this belief, if you will, that every day, no matter how good the day was, something was going to mess it up. Something or someone would come along and create havoc or chaos in my life. And people would often ask me, hey, how's your day going? And I would tell them, hey, every day starts great. Every day starts magnificently. Every day's a great day. But, invariably some person comes along and kind of screws it all up. Well, many years later, I realized I was the one, and I was that person that would come along and screw it up. Mostly because I started every day thinking that somewhere something was going to happen and I would have to keep an eye out for that. I would have to be vigilant for what was happening in my life, what was going to mess up my life, where was the other shoe going to drop from. Well, the science of mind and spirit teaches us that we can change those thoughts, and that by changing those thoughts, we change the experiences of our lives. How many of us have heard the quote by Ernest Holmes, change your thinking, change your life? Every moment is a new opportunity to look at the things, the experiences of our lives and determine, is that something that I really enjoy? Is that something I'd like more of? Or is it something that maybe I'd like to experience a bit differently? The joy is you can. You can experience your life differently simply by changing your thoughts. They change your habits. So let's take a look. How do we change what we're thinking and create a new life? Well, Ernest gives us a key in that passage that I read. By the activity of our thought, things come into our life, and we are limited only because we have not known the truth. What is the truth? Well, the truth is that you are a divine human being. You are a divine spiritual being. You're a divine spiritual being having a divine spiritual experience. And it is that truth that calls us back. Now, I know and I understand life happens. And some days, things may not seem like they're happening in a divine way, or that I'm being a very spiritual person. But it is those experiences that are not the truth of us. And it are those experiences are an opportunity to turn back to the truth. To say, hey, wait a minute. That's not real. That's not the truth of me. What I know my truth to be is that I am divine. I am loving. I am cared for. And I am abundant. I am prosperous. This is the heart of what Emma Curtis Hopkins taught as argumentative treatment. And if you remember back to any of your classes, or if you're new to the concept of argumentative treatment, it was really a prayer where we denied a condition. Now, we didn't deny, and we don't deny that it exists. If you came to me and your arm is in a sling and you've got a cast and you say that your arm is broken, I can't deny that that exists. But what I can deny is that that is the truth of you. The truth of you is never broken, is never injured or never harmed at the level of the absolute. And so in a argumentative treatment, what we do is we state the condition that we wish to dissolve as if it were true, and then just as forcefully deny its absolute existence and state what we know to be true. We can use this in our daily lives without the need of moving into prayer or treatment. But what we can do is just simply say, that's not my truth. If someone comes to you and says, you know, you're looking kind of shabby today. I don't like that haircut. I really just don't think you're prepared to step into whatever experience it might be. You can look at them and say, that's not my truth. My truth is that I am a divine, perfect expression of God. I am a whole human being just as I am. Perhaps someone comes up to you and tells you that you don't have enough money to do this, or that you'll never be good enough to do that. Again, you can clearly say, that's not the truth of me. My truth is that I have access and opportunity to the wellspring of financial abundance, which is an unlimited resource in the mind of God, and therefore I have access to that. You can tell them that I am good enough in the mind of God to complete anything I set my mind to. No matter what the condition, you can turn from that condition and attract into your life something new. Here we are back to the law of attraction. What you think about, what you state into the universe, by the laws of this universe, must return unto you fulfilled. And so the more that you can live in that space, in that energetic field that says, I am enough, I am perfect, I am abundant, then those experiences must come back to you based on the law of attraction. That's how it works. It's what it is. It's a tool, it's a resource, and it's a reminder that all you desire and everything necessary for you, the fulfillment of your mission on this planet, is already so in the mind of God. In the coming week, and in the coming weeks as we continue to explore the law of attraction, I'm going to ask you to remain vigilant, remain open, keep your eyes wide open for all the places where you receive what you say. Perhaps in the morning you wake up and you tell your significant other that, I'm just not feeling all that good today. I don't think today is going to be a good day. Watch and see what happens. Perhaps you express to a coworker that you're feeling like you're not going to land that account, or this sale just won't go through. See what your experience is. And at the same time, I'm going to ask you to invest a little bit of time every day this week, if you choose to accept this challenge. Start your day by affirming the truth of who you know to be, a divine expression of God, whole and perfect, totally complete, with nothing missing in your life. Affirm that you are everything necessary for the fulfillment of your vision, your mission here on this planet. And watch how you start to attract to you those things that fulfill that word. Next week, we're going to talk a little bit about how to empower this, how to really jumpstart this law of attraction, how to put it on steroids, if you will, and bring back to you even more than you can imagine. But until then, get some practice this week. Get some practice emanating out what it is you wish to desire to experience. Radiate that which you are attracting. Until next time, peace and blessings. Namaste.